Yo, what is good YouTube, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be making you guys go from a noob to a pro in the brand new game Dig. This game has originated from the same creators as Fish, but remember, this game is not run by Big, so this game is not really pay to win at all. I'm going to be showing you guys where to find the enchanting altar, some of the best charms in the game, the best progression for shovels, the 3 best areas that you can go ahead and dig in, and some of the quests that I do suggest you guys go ahead and do, and basically just showing you guys an overall guide of what I think is the best thing to go ahead and do. But if you are new around here, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of 2025, and only you guys can make it possible. I was reading over my analytics and realized that over 90% of people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed. It's free, what you're doing, and guess what? It will give you plus 1,000 luck in Dig. Hey, don't shoot me, I'm just the messenger, but that's what I've been told. But let's get straight into this video and stop the yapping. So when you first load on into Dig, if you guys did play when the game wasn't free to play, so when you had to pay 25 Robux to go ahead and play, you will go ahead and get yourself 2 titles, you get yourself a car, you get yourself 20,000 money, and you get a couple other little bits. Like you're going to get this earning blessing, like early blessing for 24 hours, just 25% luck, not even 25% luck, plus 25 luck and 1.25 times selling price. But if you do not get that, what I would go ahead and suggest is go ahead and do the tutorial, even if you did get that, because you are going to need your map. And basically what I'm going to be going over in this video, I'm going to be going over the shovel progression that I would suggest, the charms that I would suggest you get, and also just where some things in the game are, and also how to do certain things as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit about shovel progression. So obviously you are going to have to buy the training shovel as part of the tutorial. I mean, you can not buy it, but then you will just have the text on your screen, so I highly suggest you guys go ahead and buy that. Then the next shovel I would suggest that you guys get is the rock shovel for the 800 money. You guys can just sit out here and kind of just dig for quite a while, because it's not too, like, this game's a little bit annoying when it comes to money, but if you guys can get lucky enough and you have pretty good reflexes, you should be able to go ahead and make that 800 super duper duper fast. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to run over to where you should go next, and I'm going to catch you guys when I'm over there. The next place I would suggest that you guys do come down to is Cinder Shores. So if you go ahead and open up your map, and if you go on over here, you guys will see Cinder Shores. So when you first start in the game, this will be grayed out. But if I go on down here, you guys can see that it is around about down here. And you can set waypoints on the map, and you can also go ahead and remove them as well. There is multiple reasons I would suggest you guys come down here. One is because this is where you should buy your next shovel. The next shovel I suggest that you guys buy is in this hut over here, and it will be the ruby shovel. This is 6,500, so it is a little bit of a jump, and it will take you quite some time, but Cinder Shores is luckily one of the best places that you can actually go ahead and dig in this game. The other reason I would suggest that you guys come here is if you're wondering where you can get totems, this is where you can get totems. So there's 2 totems that you can buy with normal coins. There is this one here, which does a 200% shiny chance, and then there is this one over here, which does a 25% older. These all both last 30 minutes, and then if you guys are looking for the other ones that people are putting down, you can only go ahead and get them with Robux. Unfortunately, those are the ones that you are not able to buy with coins in the game. The other thing that I am talking about here is the charms. This, I believe, is one of the best. If this guy would move out my way, move, god damn it. This is the best charm I would suggest for beginners. It's only 800, but it gives very, very good things. So you can go ahead and equip 2 of them once you hit level 10. Hitting level 10 isn't as hard, but once you get past level 10, it gets a lot more difficult. But as you guys can see, if we go ahead and look at this one that I got down here, I got S, C, D, and S, which is giving me plus about 9 endurance and then quite a bit of luck as well. And what I did for quite a while is I just had 2 of them equipped, so then I also went ahead and had this one. or also had this one. To be honest, this one's good because it's double S, but if you guys actually add it up over here, this one actually gives overall more, even though there are Fs and Bs. The other thing that I would then go ahead and suggest is what shovel to go ahead and get next. So I'm going to go and jump on over there and show you guys which one to go ahead and get next, but I'm gonna do a little speed run because where we are going to now is the Verdant Vale. So like I said, let's go ahead and set a waypoint and I will show you exactly how to get there from here. Obviously you guys are going to have an ATV, so it's going to be a little bit longer, but let's do a little speed run and let's get on over there. Now that you guys have made it over here, this is the shovel I would suggest you guys getting, which is the jam shovel. And I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to shovel progression, I would say the jam shovel is genuinely one of the best shovels you can get. If we go ahead and go on over to our equipment and look at the jam shovel, we've got a control of 8, a strength of 6, a luck of 15, and a haste of 6. This jam shovel can kind of do a lot. As you guys can see, this is the main shovel I've been using. Got 304 items dug up with it. It also does a decent amount of boss damage as well, and it also is one with a ability, and getting a one with an ability this early on is very, very good. As you guys can see, with the jam shovel ability, this shovel has a +2 haste and +3 strength while a jar of jam. So basically, if you guys go ahead and want to get that haste up and also want to get that strength up, what I would suggest you guys go ahead and buy is the jar of jam down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buy one, and as you guys can see, I got them at both F, but I can go ahead and buy a second one to hopefully get them better, and I got 2 S's. So if we go ahead and equip that, that will also make this jam shovel better. If you guys are wondering how to get the abyssal shovel, I'm going to go a little bit more in detail in a little bit when I go over the bosses section, which I'm actually going to go ahead and do now because the traveling merchant in my game right now is currently over where I need to show you guys that. So let me run on over there and I will get back to you guys shortly. So we have made our way over here, and if you guys look on your map, it is around here. For some reason, the coordinates thing just isn't really working. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it is around about here. So if we go ahead and look on your map right here, so we were just over here for the jam shovel. We basically just took this path right here, and as you guys can see right now, I'm going to talk over about the traveling merchant. So the traveling merchant spawns every 20 minutes, I believe, and also stays in the game for 10 minutes. So you can obviously, as you guys can see, you can get the gold digger here. That is one of the 2 shovels you can get out of here. You can also go ahead and get the prismatic shovel, which personally what I would suggest is from jam, you can genuinely grind the 250,000 cash needed to go ahead and get the prismatic shovel. Some people suggest to go ahead and get the gold shovel, which is 75,000, but I'm not gonna lie guys, the jam shovel can genuinely do it. Like, if you guys are good, then you guys can genuinely do it. If you guys get good charms and stuff, it's pretty easy. This is also a charm I would suggest that you guys keep your eyes out for, just in case you are not as very good at obviously getting things and picking them up. If we go ahead and look at the tactical brace over here, basically this has a ability when at 0 endurance health, return to 50% with a last ditch effort. So if we go ahead and click this, and I'll show you guys exactly what that means. If this bar at the bottom is going to go ahead and run all the way out, as you guys can see, there is going to be a bone that's going to pop up on my screen, and that's going to snap. And then watch this bar in the middle. So that snapped, and as you can see, the bar went all the way back up, giving me a second chance to go ahead and try and do so. If you guys do see that, I would suggest, you know, probably buying it, but it is a steep price of 17,500. And also I got a really bad one because I got it with a F endurance. My friend got it with a SS endurance, which gave him a +12%. Okay, and also in here, this is moving on to the bosses. In here, you can go ahead and buy these horns, which spawn in various different bosses in the game. So this is where I got the abyssal shovel from, was from this boss, which spawns at Cinder Shores. And also these bosses can just randomly spawn around the map. You don't always have to buy the horns to go ahead and do it. It's just like the events, they can just kind of happen around the map. But I would suggest that you guys go ahead and do it, because not only can you get things like shovels, you can get other items. Like if I go into the journal, and if we scroll all the way down, there are boss items here. As you can see, you can get the crab here. I got a crab claw, and you can actually go ahead and get each of the bosses just as a item. But obviously the thing that most people want will be the things like the abyssal shovel and stuff like that. The only reason I like the abyssal shovel is because I've got an enchant on it, and the people are probably confused of how you get enchants, but don't worry, I'm gonna move on to that right now. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and get enchants. This took me a very long time to figure out, so I'm glad I'm going to be able to show it to you guys, so you're not going to be as confused as I am. So we have just arrived. So if we go ahead and look on the map, as you guys can see, that is right here. So this is where you spawn. If you take this path out here, follow it all the way down until you see this blue hut, and instead of going forward, you will go ahead and go on the blue hut, because you can see it says the mines. You will need 1,000 for this, and you will also need to dig up a enchanted book, which is basically just exactly how you get the relics in fish. Bear in mind, this is made by the same people, so they are not copying, but you have to go and dig, and you have a chance to basically bring one up. I had 2 of them. I went ahead and spun both of them, I had one that was like Thunderstorm, where I get 40% more luck in thunderstorms, and then I got this one which is bulky, which is actually very good for the abyssal thing. But what you need to do is you will need to go ahead and jump on into this elevator. You will have to speak to this guy if this isn't active, but it will cost you 1,000 money. I was gonna say 1,000 shekels, but it will cost you 1,000 money, and only one person in the server would have to go ahead and buy this. So if I go ahead and buy this for 1,000 money, as you guys will see, we now have to wait the 1 minute and 40 seconds. So if you guys go ahead and wait this 1 minute and 40 seconds, then once you have done that, the elevator will then go down. So I'm gonna get back to you guys once that timer is up. So the timer is up and you are going to go into this cutscene and it is going to teleport you down. I would suggest obviously bringing your car with you or bringing the ATV, because I'm not going to lie, the cars are very expensive, so it was very good to go ahead and get this vehicle here. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to want to follow straight and you are going to start to see these blue glowing mushrooms, just like this one here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to follow them. So you're going to want to look around until you see them. So here you go, here is another blue mushroom, and then you're going to want to look around and you see another one over here. Then you see another one over here, and you're literally just going to want to follow these all the way around. So if you keep following them, as you guys will see, there is more blue mushrooms here. Look left or right, there is a blue mushroom here and there is a blue mushroom here, meaning we need to take a left. Then as you guys can see, we have still got the blue mushrooms. Look over that way, there's not one there, but there is one here. So you take another left, then you just keep following it all the way around. These blue mushrooms are pretty easy to see. There is a sneaky one somewhere that I nearly drove past when I was first trying to find this. By the way, guys, this took me a very, very long time. Yeah, this one here was the sneaky one that I nearly just drove straight past because I thought that this was the beginning again, but don't worry. And also this sneaky one here, I went to go forwards, but it is actually this way. And then if we carry on going forwards, we haven't really got too far now to go. And if you guys start seeing these pillars, it is literally just a straight line. Now there is literally no way you can go wrong. And also after this, I'm going to show you guys some of the best locations where you can go ahead and dig, and also some quests that I do suggest that you guys go ahead and do and try. But yeah, like I said, keep following this straight and you are finally going to get to a point where your car can no longer go forwards. So what I would suggest is you jump on out of your car, you jump on out of your car, you jump on over, and you will see all of these massive mushrooms. And then now you are going to enter into a new area. I'm not gonna lie, I probably should have dropped off some of my stuff, because if you guys did not know, as soon as you go over this 35 weight limit, you then get minus walk speed. But as soon as you are in here, as you guys will see, there is an enchanting table over here. And do not make the same mistake as I did. I basically wanted to put some of these books onto one of my jam shovels. But basically how it works is you will have it in your inventory and you will literally walk up to here. And on PC's case, you would hold E to enchant, and it will literally just enchant the shovel in your thing. It's not like you have to put your shovel in there to enchant it. It just puts it in and it just gets enchanted. So don't make the same mistake as I do. Make sure the one you want enchanted is the one that you have equipped. So now what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about a quest or two that I suggest that you guys do, and along the way I'm going to tell you guys the best places that you can go ahead and currently dig in the game. But let me just make this very, very long journey back out of this cave, because actually just for your guys' purpose, I'm going to show you guys respawning is great. It gets you back to Foxtown, but I'm not going to lie, it takes a decent amount of money off you, okay? The more money you have, the more money it will take. So it has just taken 1,500 off me. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the traveling merchant. And also, by the way, guys, the traveling merchant is for the server. So you see how this has one left. If I went to go ahead and buy this other person in my server will then not be able to buy it. That's why my friend earlier got this one with a SS and I only got it with an F, because I was running over to go ahead and get it. And because he yoinked it up, I could not get it. So basically, I've already told you guys one of the best places where you can go ahead and basically go ahead and dig. I keep going to say mine or fish, but dig. Okay, it's Cinder Shores, and everybody already knows that one. The next one is the graveyard, which there is also a quest there, which I do suggest that you guys do. I am still learning the map, so I don't always get it perfect every single time, and I believe, is it this way, or is this, yes, yeah, it's this way. So then we got this hill, and it's not actually this way. I'm completely wrong, but it is indeed up a hill. If you go onto your map, it is in the, where has my map gone? It is in the Cinder approach. No, it's not. It's in the rooftop woods. It's around about right here. So we've got to follow this road, and it's literally like right here. So if I go ahead and set a waypoint over that way and do a little time lapse of me getting over there, because I'm not gonna lie, this is very boring. Right, time lapse commence. Okay guys, so now that we're here, you guys will see the mechanic, and the merchant. And if you just go behind them and then you take a right, you guys will see the graveyard here. And I don't know if you guys are much clued up on it. Here is a little Easter egg. Basically, this is Sam and Colby. It's kind of like a ghost hunter thing on YouTube. They're like a channel, I believe. But go ahead and do this quest. It's going to ask you to dig up 3 legendary ghosts. I would not suggest coming here and trying to do this quest unless you have a, I keep going to say rod. Unless you have a shovel that has a decent luck chance, or you have something that boosts your luck by a decent amount. As you guys can see, if you're using the jam shovel, it's got a decent amount of luck, or if you go ahead and get your hands on the abyssal shovel, it also gives you a decent amount of luck as well. But this is also one of the best places that you can go ahead and basically just dig in the game to go ahead and get money. This is where I got one of my first divines. I got the Finn's sword from Adventure Time. I will go ahead and show you guys that in a minute. But I got one of the oldest ones in the game. As you guys can see, I got the Finn's sword here from Adventure Time. I got that from here as well, but that was during a blue moon event, which makes 2 times strength. What I'm now going to do is we are going to go back over to this path, and I'm going to go show you guys where one of the best quests in the game that you can constantly repeat is, and also where one of the best locations is to go ahead and dig. So basically what you're going to want to do is just follow this road. Obviously I am going to put this into a time lapse because I know a lot of people get confused, because I did too. But basically you're just going to want to follow this road until you get all the way up to the Cinder Mountain. But like I said, let's go ahead and cue another time lapse. That's 3 time lapses this video. Wow. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay guys, now once you get here, basically there is obviously another merchant and another mechanic. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up here and you're going to see some lights up there, and you're going to want to follow this path around. So first I'm going to show you one of the best areas in the game to go ahead and actually dig. I would also suggest doing this one where you're actually able to pick up legendaries, because the legendaries are the best things you can get from here. It is right here. As you guys will not be able to see it, but it is right here. This is the Pine Tree Abundance, where you can go ahead and pick up massive pine trees that are legendary, that sell for a lot of money. Also, all of the other items here also do sell for a decent amount. And like I said, you have the merchant just back there, so it's not too far. So if you have the item finder, which can also be brought, you will be able to go ahead and see that that's there. But a lot of people have already said it's there, and there's been a lot of TikToks because this game was out for everybody if you wanted to pay the 25 Robux. Now, if you want to get to one of the best quests in the game, which I would suggest for new players to come and do this, it is a bit long because they have nerfed the car's speed, and also they have now made the shovel you get from this all the way up to 40. But if you go ahead and speak to my penguin friend over here at the back, as you will see, it says let's make this delivery cool. So the thing you can get from this is you get money every single time you go ahead and deliver the pizza, and also come back here. You also get different titles in the game. If I go down here, you can get the pizza boy title. So when you type in the chat, it will be next to your name. I nearly spelled pizza boy wrong. So there you go, there is pizza in the chat. And then you can also get different things, that you can get toppers for your car. You can I think there's an emote you can get. There's obviously different badges you can also go ahead and get in the game, which I think is all very, very cool. But what I would suggest is you guys can go ahead and do this quest. The quest gives around 1,200 to 1,300 each time, if you guys do not want to just dig for one of the better rods. There we go again, one of the better shovels, because I'm not gonna lie, it is very long. Okay, getting money in this game is very, very long. Okay, and getting the 250k will take a while, but that is my personal opinion of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going straight from the jam all the way up to the prismatic. It will take some time, but I think it's the best way to go ahead and do it. Just kind of in fish, like how you would skip out loads of different rods to go ahead and get a better one. It's basically the same thing with this one. But if you guys did find this video helpful, and you do have any more questions, and you would like to see me posting more content on this game, please let me know. If you guys just prefer what I used to post, that's perfectly fine as well. And all of these videos, I don't write a script for them. They're all off the top of my head. I edit them myself, and I do the thumbnails myself. So a subscribe would be much appreciated. But it's been Zez, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and ka-ciao.